Good morning. This is Frank with the Morning Quick Shot, brought to you by Trade Stockers and Ninja Pro Traders. It's Friday the 17th. It's about 7:15 Central Standard Time. So let's get started. The market's starting to move a little bit based on news coming out of uh, Europe. So let's take a look here real quick. We had overnight open at 23.45, had a brief movement up to about midnight at 23.47.50, overnight high. And then we just started coming off and all the way back through one zone down to the other. Had an overnight low at 23.37, bounced back up to 24 VWAP, and we've now moved right back down. Some news just released again, more about the European Brexit. So we just got to be careful with that. It's going to influx the news today. So here we are. Where are we going to go from here? Let's continue on the short side since that's where we are right now. Look for it to come down here and do a double bottom at this 37 and push back up. Now, if we get this good bounce here and the buyers decide to step in, ignore this news. If they push us back above the 24 VWAP and we get a close above it and a retest, then we can expect to go long, at least for target one up to the 23.45 overnight open. Okay, but if it fails to retest this, or if it comes off of this and only comes up about right here to that 39, we had structure over here. If it comes up to 39 and it goes right back down, if it closes below, look for this market to continue all the way down to the next zone, down to this 32 area, 32.50 to 31. Watch out for this, okay? We'll talk about the market profile numbers here in a second and where they fall into play. But if it comes back to this zone right here, look for a move back up to about the 34 area. It should move all the way back up, but if it does, remember we had yesterday's low at the 26 at the 23.36.75. Sorry, I can't talk this morning. Anyway, we're right here at and we're moving down. So as we move down through here, if it retest back up into this area, comes back down. All right, if it fails and we come right back down through this zone, look for move down to this 30 level, retest 31, right down into the next zone down here. Now, ultimately, we could go down to this zone right here, 32, 34, right down in this area, okay? 23, 24 area, 23, 24 area, and go from there. We do have the last target down here at 23.20, but if the market really wants to get ugly and get this pullback, we can pull all the way back to this 23.02 area way down here, okay? So to be cautious of that big move way down into here. Well, we're getting there. There you go, right down to here. 2302 area would be a good fallback and be a full retracement since this power move up. So let's talk about where we're going to go to the upside now. At right here, we would expect a double bottom and move to the upside. Overnight low from last night and from yesterday as well. Okay, so we got some good support here based on this zone and this structure. So if we get the double bottom and get back up above this 24 VWAP, move back up, take a target here at the 23.45, look for a pullback to this zone to retest it, but then it needs to break it and go up into this zone, possibly all the way up to the overnight high at 23.47 before we get a pullback. Pullback to retest here, consolidation more in here, in this area right in here. So once we get this pullback to the 23.45, after the consolidation, look for a move to break this top part of this zone and move up to this next zone. Yesterday's open, yesterday's high. So keep an eye on that as it does this, okay? We want to get into this zone. We probably look for a pullback all the way to this zone, 47.75, and then push right back up through here. This could cause a lot of consolidation in this zone, the high and the open from yesterday. So keep an eye on that. If we can bust through, look for it to come up to about the 23.53 area, pull back and test the top of this zone, then move up into this zone here. At every zone, expect a little bit of a pullback, retracement for a re-entry. That's what the market's just doing and going to the long side. Let's come down here. So after that, we're looking for further targets in the 2360, 6570. Now let's talk about the big picture that we have on market profile right now and see what we can do. Bring up to the workspace. And here we are. Here's our 4-hour chart. We saw we've come up last night to this area, which is the On a daily chart, this just has hit the 121 extension, 127.2. Okay, so we'll come back and look at it. So we hit this on a daily chart. So this is a good reason for pause right here. So this is pull back, comes back up, and now we're just kind of consolidating in this area while it makes up its mind right around this 168 extension. We got some good support right here at 2341, and with the possibility that we could break to the upside. Now, if we get a move to the downside, look for pullbacks into this 2330 area, and then way back down into this 2320. Okay, it's going to be a direct flight down there because we've got a little bit of volume right here at this area 23, maybe just a little bit right here at 26. Okay, and we got a little bit here at 42. So we've got some support here. So it just shouldn't just bottom straight out. So keep an eye on that, okay? Now let's look at the daily chart as we talked about. Right up to the first extension, hit this, pulling back. As long as we hold this 35 level, okay, we got a good chance to just rotate right back up and heading up to 2382.48. If we fail this and pull back at 23, that's still a good pullback, okay? Nothing major on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, we could still go up, and this could just be the B to C leg. You remember from the main extension here, A to B, B to C, and look for a C to D move. So if we fail that, obviously 2305 down to that 2302 area right in here, below this whole 5. So be careful with this little area right in here. If you have any questions, contact Frank at tradestockers.com and have a great weekend.